at what we have, and I'll say yes, we did this one, and we've completed the exam. Okay, with me? In addition to that, if we've identified a particular diagnosis for this particular patient, we can either bring forward diagnoses that are already on that patient's file. And as you notice, these are ones that we happen to have here, but this was not here. This particular visit was not for the pregnancy. I'll just pretend, but they were here for the anemia. So I've identified the particular diagnosis, and I'll go ahead and I can save that. And if I'm completely done, I will actually sign off on this note. If I'm not done, if I want to do something more later on, don't have to sign off on it. But if I am done, I will sign off on the note. Okay? When I'm done and I've signed off on that note, just going to the workflow here, I might take that note. Here's my sign off. I have a separate sign off capability here. I might take and I might sign off on that note, and then I might do a message and message that note up to the lady at the front desk, or my receptionist, or my nurse, etc., to maybe order some other tests, or anything I've ordered, or to schedule an appointment, etc. Couple of other things just to talk to you about briefly that are in our EMR before we leave that. We have a complete patient education tab. So if a patient comes in and we want to show them some particular piece of education based on their condition, etc., I can go ahead and I can bring up something that I want to have them look at, print out, give them. These you can have your own patient education documents, or you can actually go out completely to the internet to pull these patient education documents up. Okay. Before I finish here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to create a super bill. So I'm going to take this appointment for today and I'm going to create a super bill. Now if I go into the chart and I've had any linked chart items, okay, or from my summary, etc., I can actually bring information across based on what I did for these patients and what I saw them for. Okay. So let's go ahead and we're going to say that we did a 99212. We did a urinalysis, for example, and the diagnosis was for the iron deficiency anemia. So I'm actually going ahead and I'm creating these. This is where I'm linking the procedures to the particular diagnoses. And when I'm done, I sign off on this. Now that information will flow into my billing. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to continue with the checkout process. Now I'm back at the front desk, and now I'm not the doctor anymore. I'm going to go into my EDI charge posting interface, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a look and see if there was anything put in, any transactions that were brought across. This is the patient that we were just working with, so we see that Helen Anderson, who is now standing in front of me, has 2 procedures to post. So I'll say, Helen, I'm going to go ahead and post your procedures and check you out. So we're going to go ahead and pull these procedures up. And as you can see, they flow directly into my charge posting program. My charge posting program, these procedures showed that there was a 99212 done, and this was the diagnosis. We also had a urinalysis. Now, as the checkout person, I have the ability to modify any of this. So let's say, for example, well, this particular office visit where we have a $55 charge, for some reason we want to put a modifier in there and maybe even change the fee. So we still have the ability to do that before we commit the procedures to the database. So we have these 2 procedures. If we want to post another procedure, we can do that as well. If we want to actually give this patient a receipt on what was done for them and collect some money. I'm going to go ahead and click that. The system will go into my credit posting program. I'm going to just say that they gave me a check payment. Pardon? Oh, it is? All right. Thank you for telling me. I didn't see that warning come up. Let me plug in here, guys. I wonder if that's why my laptop was running slowly, because I was running on battery. That's a possibility. So now I'm turning the webcam so you can see me plugging in my laptop to the battery, or to the... Okay. Yeah, part of the demo. That's right. By the way, you'll notice that when I'm posting this check payment, I can put in the check number and the bank number because the system can do a deposit ticket for you at the end of the day. So I'll just say this patient gave me $25. It was against today's charges. And I'm good. This gives me the ability to apply this payment to one or all or both of these charges. I'm going to put the whole $25 against the oldest service. I clicked auto pay. We'll just take the whole amount and go against in this case we're posting against the E&M code. I'm going to click accept. You remember that I told the computer that I wanted to do a walkout statement, right? Or walkout receipt. I'm printing this to my screen obviously so you can see it, but normally you would print it to a printer because you don't want to have the patient walk out with your computer screen. That's a joke. Get it? Okay, so this is our walkout receipt. And as the checkout desk person, I could see here if someone else is here ready to be checked out. Now, I've talked about all the processing, or given you a great overview of the processing that needs to be done for this patient when they're in the office. The other real strength of our system happens to come up with our collections and our recall. All these transactions that were posted are very easily billed out through our insurance billing system. 99% of all claims done on eMedSys are done electronically. We go direct to Medicare in every state. We also do all the other carriers through a clearinghouse that we use called MDON, which has a very robust claims capability as well as a claims tracker, so we can follow up and see where the claims are, if they've been rejected, etc. We also have the ability to automatically pull down remittance, both from Medicare Direct and also through MDON, and we can even do eligibility checking over the internet for patients that are coming into the practice where their eligibility is online. We can do eligibility one at a time, or we can do it through batch. So, for example, we could have the system run through all the patients that are coming in for our appointment scheduling, next week, and come back and tell us who's eligible, who's it's found eligible, and more importantly, who's coming in that's not eligible, so that we can make sure that eligibility is done before we see these patients. Okay. Once the bills go out the door, there's obviously the job of following up on old and denied insurance claims as well as patient balances. And our collections module is second to none in the fact that it offers you a paperless environment for following up on your delinquent insurance claims and also patient balances. At the heart of the system is our work screen, to where anybody that needs to have a follow-up phone call is automatically put into a work queue. We have it for both patients and both for insurance. So, for example, if I want to go in and I want to review particular segment of insurance claims that are in a second follow-up pool, I can go ahead and bring that pool up. The system will actually feed me through my work screen anything that needs to be, that has to have human attention. So for example, this first claim, we've